Hello everyone, in this video we're going to talk about surface area of a rectangular prism. So what is surface area? It is we use the capital letter S in our equation, and it's simply the sum of the areas of the bases and the lateral faces. So if we look at this rectangular prism here, we have length and a width and a height, and we have its net, or basically its two-dimensional spread out drawing to the right. So notice that we have two bases, and that is represented by the length and the width, right? If we were going to find the area of the base, so length times width. So that would be this part up here and this one down here, okay? Now we have four lateral faces. We have two that are on the sides, like this, which would be our width times our height if we are finding the area. And then we have two that are on the front and the back, if you will, right? Kind of hard to see on the screen here. But those would be our length times our height. Okay, so if we want to find the surface area of the prism, we just need to find the area of all those different faces. So that's going to be this equation right here. Okay, so S equals 2LW plus 2LH plus 2WH. So essentially what we're doing is we have two bases, right? And we said that was length times width, and we have two of them, so 2 times length times width. And we have four lateral faces, two of which are the front and the back, if you will, right? Obviously it depends on the orientation here, but two of them are going to be the length times the height. So that's why we have 2LH. And then two of our lateral faces, which in our diagram here on the sides, that would be the width times the height. So that's where we get that formula from, okay? So let's look at an example and let's apply that. So we have this example here. We have a height of 5, a length of 10, and a width of 8. So let's just plug those numbers in. So we'd say 2 times the length times the width plus 2 times the length times the height plus 2 times the width times the height. Okay? All right. So here we have 8 times 10. This would be 80 times 2 would be 160. Excuse me. Yes, 160. And then we would have 5 times 10 is 50 times 2 would be 100. And then 8 times 5 is 40 times 2, which would be 80. Okay, so this is going to give me 260 plus 80, which would be 340 square meters. Okay, all right, so that would be the surface area of the entire rectangular prism. Now there is such a thing known as lateral surface area, which would just be the sum of the areas of each lateral face. Okay, so what would the lateral surface area be for this example? Well, the lateral faces would just be our 2LH plus 2WH. So essentially it's just this part of our surface area equation, which would just be 100 plus 80, which would just be 180 square meters. Okay, so that would be 180 because we found that the area of the bases, 2LW, was 160. So 160 plus 180, and that's where we had our 340 meters squared from. Okay, so that's how you can find the surface area of a rectangular prism.